Hey, everybody.
Hey, how are you?
Well, hello, Andrea. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on being here early and on time.
I like to always be professional.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
First
Thanks
and
for having me
foremost,
as a guest.
while we have... Awesome. And I also want to thank you for being here when you should be here a week early. That's even big points right there. Because we were supposed to have we already had a guest. Yes. Yes, we were supposed to have, what's her name, Rachel Crawford on the show, but due to some circumstances, she couldn't make it. And then when I seen you online and you was talking about your obligation, you said you couldn't, you didn't know you was going to be here next week on that. We talked about it, and you said you was all for it. So again, we thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. It worked out good. My pleasure.
Yeah, so it's good to have a backup plan. All right, everyone. What was that?
I said cool deal, Pickle.
All right, anyway, for those who just entering...
me, make sure and let me know.
You got it. You sound just fine.
Okay, great.
You sound just fine. All right, so let's get this interview going. Of course, we all know you're a model and you're a TV hostess. So I need to mix up the questions a little bit. Let's start out with the modeling questions. What got you into modeling?
Well, I've always been kind of a ham. My dad was a photographer, when I was little, and he did a ton of photography and videography and everything. And so my sister and I have always been huge hams, so we've always been comfortable in front of the camera. And, as I got older in high school and stuff, I started to do some local pageants and all that. And in college, I did a little bit of bikini contest, not really a whole lot, but took a break to get my degree and everything, and then really just got back into it a few years ago. And I entered the Maxim Hometown Hotties contest, and I made the top 100 in 2006, and then that really got my name out there a lot. So it was a great way to start off, and things have just been going really good since then, and I'm glad I decided to get back into it after taking some time off for school. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. What kind of modeling do you do?
Mostly bikini stuff, it seems like lately. I never really meant for it to happen that way, but, I'm not extremely tall, so really fashion is not the best market for me. So a lot of bikini and glamour and fitness stuff I'm starting to get into. So I have more of kind of an athletic physique, and then also like sports modeling and some clothing stuff and a whole variety of things, but just not so much the fashion stuff. Even though I love fashion, I'm just not tall enough. I'm petite.
Okay. Can you turn your volume up just a little bit? You're getting a little low. Turn your volume up just a little bit.
Say again?
I was asking you to turn your volume up just a little bit higher, because it was a little low.
I don't even know if I can, but I'll try to talk louder. Can you hear me okay right now?
Yeah,
that's good.
You sound good.
That's better? Okay.
I think there was some static. I heard some static on someone else's phone. It happened to be DX, so I muted him for a moment. We get to his questions.
I think it's Bulldog John's fault. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Just joking, John.
John. Okay, so, of course, I first know you from the Savvy.com Is She Hot contest. That contest is still on hold until September, and you being a top candidate of the contest, what was your thoughts when they decided to put the contest on hold? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I was a little bummed out to start with because it was my birthday month, and I was, really hoping for July because I know that June was very, very close. But, if it's going to be better and more fair in the long run, I guess there's no point in, complaining about it because it's not going to change anything. So, just hopefully when it comes back, it's just more fair and people can't do all that downvoting stuff and all that. I'm just curious to see, what the format is going to be when they get it going again, So hopefully we'll like it.
Well, yeah, so far, yeah, Bulldog John Lee is confident in you that you're going to win at least one of the months before this year is over. So you got a good support
I hope
system.
so. Thank you, John. I definitely hope so. I've met a lot of great people on Savvy, so even if I didn't, I've still had fun, and I'll still continue being a part of the site and everything. But yeah, that would be amazing.
All right. My next question for you, and you being a model and TV hostess, you like to travel a lot. What are some of your favorite places you like to travel to?
My favorite place would be Europe. It's so beautiful over there, and there's so much history, and the architecture is amazing. And it's just fun to be in Europe. I love the tropical places too, but it's hard to choose just one because every place is special for its own reasons. And I like the tropical places because I get to go scuba diving usually when I'm there, so that's always nice. But probably Europe, Spain specifically.
Wow, Europe, that's cool. My next question for you is, let's see, if you wasn't modeling, what would you be doing?
Well, I'm actually an intensive care unit nurse also. So, my goal with that really is to become a nurse anesthetist, which is basically an anesthesiologist, but, you're a nurse instead of a doctor. But about 70% of anesthesia is actually provided by nurse anesthetists, so it's a great pay, really highly respected profession and stuff. So, and I'm still working toward that goal because obviously I can't model forever. But I would probably be in school for that right now. I'm putting it on hold a little bit just to kind of see where the whole modeling and TV hosting thing takes me, but I'm sure I'll start school for that probably in the next couple years. And it's a 3-year program. It's a master's degree, so.
Wow.
So I'm smart,
speaking
too.
of school, all that ball. Yes, you are. Since we're on the verge of people going back to school, or people actually are at school now, what are some of the degrees that you have?
What's that?
College. What are some of you went to college and you got a degree on biologically, something like that?
Yeah, I have a biology. I have a bachelor's degree in biology with a chemistry minor. And then I also have an associate's degree of nursing with honors. And then because I already have my bachelor's, when I get into this master's program, I don't have to do any more schooling. I can go straight into that master's. So that will be degree number 3. So right now I've got 2, and hence my profession as an ICU nurse.
That's good. I got a question in the room from Fozzie, and before we get to that, let's get back to nurse discussion a little bit. Bulldog John said, my dream is for Andria to nurse me back to health. Since he got a bit of a fantasy or something, but let's moving right along. Was your parents supportive when you told them that you wanted to be a model?
Were my parents supportive?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Were they supportive when you? Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because my dad, like I said, he was a photographer and videographer, and my sister's also a professional fitness competitor, so we've both been in front of the cameras and stuff for a long time. So I mean, yeah, they've never thought anything bad about it, and they're very laid back, and so yeah, they're totally supportive, and they're proud of my sister and I and everything we've accomplished, and they love getting new magazines and seeing us in them and stuff, so they're great. And they always get really awesome souvenirs every time I travel, so that's even better for them. Are you there?
Nice.
Okay.
Is, how do you feel about media portraying modern days? Yes, I'm here. Something seems to be wrong with my mic or something. I don't know. Okay, let me ask you this again. I guess I'm going to have to talk out too. Let me
I think
see.
I might move because I think my reception...
Kenny, you're breaking up too, buddy. You're breaking up too, Kenny.
Oh, Christ. Okay. Give me just a second.
I moved too, so this might help. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Moving along, what are your thoughts on the media portraying models? What do you think their thoughts on them? What's your thoughts on that?
Like in relation to what exactly?
Into what they are and what they do. People tend to think that models are like over the top, egotistical, think they all that. What are your thoughts on that?
I think there's probably a lot of girls out there that are like that, but from my experience, more often than not, the girls are very cool and I think that most of them have been pretty humble. Most of the girls I've met have been people that I'd be friends with, just even if we hadn't met on a modeling trip or something. There's obviously probably some truth to it, but I've been lucky and met mostly cool people. But I don't know, I don't think it's a good idea to ever do any type of generalization about any particular, profession, because you're always going to have people like that really anywhere you go in life, and it's not really just models. I mean, obviously we have to put a lot of thought into how we look and maintaining ourselves, so, we can be selfish to a degree because we have to make time for ourselves to work out and stuff like that. But, I don't know. I don't really think it's a fair assessment.
All right. Okay. So, we got a question from, let's see, Adrian Baca, allsaturday.com. And this is a common question we ask all the models here. Yeah, this is a common question we ask all the models that comes to this show. What makes Andria blush?
What makes me blush?
Yes.
It's funny. I'm really an outgoing person, but I do have my shy moments. They don't happen very often, but I swear they happen. I don't know. I mean, sometimes when I first meet somebody, I might be a little bit shy, but it's very rare. So I don't know that I really blush because I don't get embarrassed very easily. I'm really outgoing, and I like to act like a dork and laugh at myself and make people laugh. So, maybe I blush a little bit sometimes when people give me a lot of compliments because I try to stay humble. And, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So, no matter how many times someone says you're pretty or, compliments you, it's always nice to hear that from people. And I think you should appreciate every compliment that you get. So maybe that a little bit.
Cool. Question from Fozzie, and he wants what type of guys do you go for?
I like guys that are confident and athletic and intelligent, have a good sense of humor. And, you know, I don't like cocky guys. I don't like guys that think they're God's gift to women. And I think it's good when people strive to be different and they're always looking to, like, be a better person. And appearance-wise, you know, just athletic body, you know, nice teeth and skin and pretty eyes, and dimples are cute.
I love bald-headed.
My husband's a perfect example.
There goes Jeff with the sound clips. That sound clip that you just heard was anyway, that sound clip was in this way. Who was the hostess? She was our guest last week, and we made her say a couple of things and do sound clips of. So and I'm assuming Jeff wants me to tell you you have to say the same thing, but we're going to save that until for the end of the interview. If anyone just tuned in, we are live with Andria Lea here on Chilling with Jimmy C. If you got any more questions, type them on the board and call in and talk to her. We're here on nowlive.com. Let's see. The next question is from Bulldog John. He needs to know about animals.
Okay, you were breaking up. I didn't hear the question.
Okay, let me ask again, apparently. What are, Bulldog wants to know about your work with animals.
Oh, just in general? Okay. Well, I've always been a big animal lover, and about 13 years ago, I started to adopt, you know, my own dogs, and I adopted as many as I could under the city limits, which was 4. But I continued to take in strays and, you know, do what I could, find them a home. At one time, I had 7 dogs and, like, 10 cats or something like that. But, you know, it was like I would take in a pregnant cat and find all of her kittens' homes and find her a home and, you know, just give them health care that they needed and get them spayed or neutered and then just find them a good permanent home. And I love to do that. Right now I just have 2 dogs, and so, you know, I've got room, but luckily where I live now I really don't see a lot of stray animals. So, you know, I'm trying to get out and do some volunteer work and go to charity events and stuff that are promoting different rescue organizations here in Kansas City. And, you know, I've done some volunteering at humane societies and stuff over the whole time that I've been rescuing animals as well, and just trying to promote generally the message that, you know, you should spay and neuter your pets and, you know, prevention of animal abuse and adopt from shelters as opposed to going to, you know, a breeder or a puppy mill. And then also, you know, don't wear fur, you know, those types of things are my main messages that I like to promote.
All right. Speaking of those dogs, I want to ask you, what kind of dogs are they?
The ones I have now are Shar-Peis. They're the wrinkly dogs.
Shar-Pei dog. Never heard of them. Well, the reason I asked that because I have dogs of my own as well as Jeff does, and we both have Jack Russell Terriers dog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They can be ornery, those little, my mom has those.
Nice. All right.
Yes,
we got another
I got
question.
him under control.
That's good. So, question from Bulldog John again. Let's see. Have you ever been around a pot-belly pig
actually, one of my sister's old boyfriends, like many, many years ago, had a little tiny Vietnamese potbelly pig, a little black pig, and so I have, but that's the only time, other than just petting big pigs at the zoo. But it was an interesting little pig. I mean, he had it potty trained to go in a box and everything. I think they're cute.
Pigs, to me, are gross, but that's another story.
Well, if they're clean, they're okay.
Yeah, if they're clean, they're okay. Otherwise, they just gross. They honestly make me want to
Now, they can be really mean, though, like the big farm pigs. If you get a mom pig around her babies, I mean, I don't know that I would like a pig like that.
No, I don't want no pig, period. I'll just stick to my Jack Russell dogs for now. I'll stick to my dogs for now. We got another question from Fozzie, and he wants to know, what advice would you give to someone that likes to be a model, that likes to follow your footsteps, if you will?
Well, definitely get your name out there and promote yourself, and just find some good photographers that will shoot with you on a trade situation, so you're not paying them, and you know that it benefits both your portfolios, and that way it's economical, but you can get good pictures. And just, you know, online anymore these days with the power of the internet, I mean, you can promote yourself so much that way, and you can get a lot of jobs that way, get your name out. And basically to decide when you start, you know, how do you want to represent yourself, and make sure that what you do is, you know, aligned with that. You know, that may change as you progress through your career, but you have to decide what you want your image to be, and you have to know really what market is the best for you. Because, like for me, obviously, like I said before, you know, I'm not going to go out and try to be a fashion model. I mean, that would be silly. It would be a complete waste of my time. You know, so you have to know what you're good at and what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and kind of go from there and do a lot of networking, be professional, and have fun. You know, make sure it's fun for you.
Cool. All right, so let's get to some of the other questions I have in mind. About your being a TV hostess. Now, you want to be co-host of a show in Kansas City called Kansas City After Hours. Tell us a little bit about that show.
Okay. Actually, I got involved with the crew last year, and it's like a late-night entertainment talk show. I think along the lines kind of like David Letterman, where there's guests that come on and get interviewed, and then there's, you know, clips mixed in of stuff that we've videotaped out and about Kansas City, different events and everything. And I'm actually the current MC, which means that I open up the show and I say, like, the guest star and everything, and then I do the transition in and out of commercials. And then I'm also just like a field entertainment correspondent, meaning I go around to different events and stuff in Kansas City and interview people, and, you know, just what's hot about Kansas City, and, you know, who's who, and neat stuff for people to do, and that's really fun. I enjoy that. Andrea, you may want to talk a little louder again, because you were low when you was discussing. Oh, okay. Where did I lose you?
From the beginning, when you was talking about Kansas City After Hours. So you may want to repeat that again.
The whole thing?
Yeah,
okay,
much.
Let me start over. Okay. So it's a late-night entertainment talk show, and it's just, we try to keep focused on what's local, what's happening in Kansas City, who's who, just interesting interviews, and it follows the format of like a David Letterman show, because we have guests that come on, and then we mix in a lot of footage from around the city, and I'm the MC, which means I basically open the show and then and say who the guests are, and then I do a lot of the transitions, like in and out of commercials, and then I'm also a field correspondent, and so I do like entertainment interviews out at different events in Kansas City, which is my favorite part. And I was actually doing that last night. So, those interviews they air, throughout the show.
Cool. When for those that are in the Kansas City area, what is that show still going on, or will y'all take a break, or what?
Right now, we're taking a break because we are doing some changes, and we may be switching networks. So I can't say too much, but right now we're not on the air. We've been off the air for just a few months, and so we're going to be back on this fall. So we're really excited about that. But in the meantime, we're still out doing our thing and getting our footage and stuff. And then we're also getting ready to debut a brand new website, and it's going to be afterhourskc.com. And so you'll be able to watch a lot of the footage on there for those of you that don't live in Kansas City.
Cool. AfterHoursKC.com. All right, that's good. Got another question.
Oh wait, or it could be KCAfterHours.com. I can't remember because they do their MySpace different than the website, and I always get them confused. But it's definitely one of the two.
Well, I'll type them both anyway, so whichever is the right one. Okay, the first one was right, according to Bulldog John. That's good. Speaking of Bulldog John, he's got another question for you. Do you prefer modeling or hosting?
That's a tough question because they're so different. I like hosting because I think that there's a lot more opportunity for me when it comes to that, and I like the fact that I can show my personality, and, pictures are so one-dimensional, and you can definitely tell the difference between a good model and a mediocre model by the pictures and the energy that is conveyed through them. But with hosting, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you can just show your personality a lot more, and there's more longevity in that for me, as I'm getting older and stuff. I'm not going to want to be a bikini model forever. So, but hosting, I can do that for a long time. So, I don't know. It's hard to choose. I can't really say. I do love modeling, though.
Yeah, I think maybe the hosting would be a bit more. Which one do you think is the most work to be done, modeling or hosting?
I think hosting.
All right.
I would love to have my own, like.
No, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just going to say that I would love to have, like, my own travel adventure type show on Entertainment Network, and do entertainment interviews and, sports reporting. I mean, all that kind of stuff I think would be an absolute blast. And I'm actually working on a top secret project right now that I've just created myself, and you guys are going to get to see me online. Tons of video. I'm making my own show right now, so you guys will just have to, stay tuned because I'm in the process of getting everything, settled with my entertainment lawyers and get everything, all my bases covered before I put it out there. But it's going to be really great. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for like a year, and I think everybody's really, really going to enjoy it because it's going to allow you to take a peek inside my life and get to know me a lot better and, come along on some of my adventures with me.
Where'd you go?
That's good. I don't know. But, you still here with us, Andrea?
Oh, yep.
I don't hear you.
Did you not hear any of that?
Oh, okay. I'll just... yeah, I heard just about all of it. sorry, everyone, for the tech issues. Things happen. Things happen. We just hanging in there. We got a question from Adrian Baca, and he wants to know, how, and I think he was mentioning this earlier, about where you want to go from here, but he wants to know, how do you see yourself in 10 years? And you mentioned you wanted to, be a nurse and everything.
Really the next few years are going to be what really determines that. As far as how my hosting career takes off, I would love to have my own television show. Like I said, a travel adventure show or something like that, where I can go and do cool stuff. Like Brooke Burke on Wild On, something like that, and or maybe just do more like entertainment reporting. So it's really hard to say, but I can guarantee you that I'll probably have a couple kids, and I don't know if I'm always going to keep my nursing license active no matter what, because it's always good to have something to fall back on, and I don't want to just let my degree go to waste or anything like that. But if the hosting thing doesn't really take off in the next couple years, I'm going to start my master's program and get into anesthesiology, and probably just keep doing them both, like I do now, because I do it all now, and so we'll just see what happens. I take it day by day.
Nice. Next question. I noticed that you have a Now Life profile. Have you done a show here at Now Life before?
No, I never have. I wanted to start doing that last year when I joined up, and I just have never found the time to do it. So, no, I haven't. I do think it'd be fun, though, but my schedule is so busy, and, I don't want to just do it here and there. I'd want to do it regularly, but I don't know, maybe once a month or something like that. I might be able to swing that.
Once a month, nice. That'd be interesting. Maybe you could have like a Casey after hours version of Now Live or something of that nature. I just thought I'd put out a suggestion there. And Bulldog wants to know, are you close to wanting kids? And if so, how soon?
I don't want any right now at all because I'm way too busy. And, but, my husband and I talk about it. Maybe a few years or something. We'll just have to kind of see how everything goes. But I don't want to get too old. I don't want to be like a real old mom, So, I don't know, maybe a few years.
Right. Cool.
See, my husband is also he's an MMA fighter, and he may be going pro soon. So, we're both so busy that we're just focused on ourselves and our marriage and enjoying life right now. So, when we're ready, we'll do it, but that time has not come yet.
Okay, did you just say that your husband is an MMA fighter?
He is, yeah. He does mixed martial arts.
Oh, how about that? How you feel about that? I mean, that's probably as a you two being a couple, that has to concern you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That how you feel about him?
No, it doesn't scare me at all because he's been an athlete his entire life, and he's really good. Whenever he does something, he puts everything into it. So he trains a lot, and he's really good at what he does. And so, I'm confident when he gets in the cage that he's prepared himself, to stay safe. So he's got a great record, and he does real good. He's possibly going professional soon. So it doesn't scare me. I like it. I think it's really cool. And actually, we just had our first. He was training me today in MMA. believe it or not. We had our first training session today because I wanted to learn some moves.
Shit, I don't want to mess with you. You know, whoop my ass or something.
I'm a tough little girl.
Oh, and they want to know what's your husband's name as far as the MMA goes. What's his name?
His name is Matt Gragg, Gragg, Matt Gragg. His nickname is the Dragon.
Oh, very intense name there. Yeah, so guys, don't mess with the Dragon. Do you have any idea what that name came from? Is it the Dragon or Dragon?
Well, it's a mix of his last name and Dragon, I think.
Oh, okay. That's good. Hey everybody, if you got any questions for our guest, please type them on the board, or you can call in and talk to her. Sorry everyone for the early technical difficulties, but I mean, we're getting the hang of it here, so you know, everything is good. Now, let's get back to Savvy real quick. Now, who are some of your favorite models from Savvy.com, if you have any?
Let's see. Well, I love Summer Alexis. She's a good friend of mine, and she's actually one of the previous winners. And she's gorgeous. Her pictures look amazing. So I love her to death. And you know, Jessie Marie, she's always up in the top too. She's a friend of mine. We've modeled with each other at various events. And yeah, Tatum Miranda, she's great. I'm not sure if she's real active in the contest right now because she's probably focusing on other stuff, but she's a good friend of mine. We've met up in various parts of the world and worked together. So those are a few of my favorites.
Cool. I noticed that with Summer Alexis, I believe we got her on the show coming up at the end of September. So yeah, we definitely will mention
great. You'll
you,
love her.
you know, on the interview. So nice. And I also noticed that you're also a good friend of Rebecca Lee, who we had on the show a few weeks back. And so y'all did like a photo shoot together from Teasum Bikini.
Yeah, actually, I just saw her last week. We were in Jamaica together, and she was actually my very first roommate in Jamaica for Teasum, the very first time I went with them, and that was in April of '07. And as far as I know, that was right after she won the Is She Hot contest. So, yeah, she is great. I love her to death. She's super hilarious.
Nice. I like her simply because she's just like me. She's from the South, and I'm from the South, and I love her Southern accent, too. And Adrian Barker
really
said that...
it.
Exactly. Adrian Barker said that Rebecca is going to Puerto Vallarta. I can't even pronounce that.
Vallarta. Yeah, she leaves
Vallarta.
in like 2 days or something.
Oh, nice. All right. Now, let me see. Let's get back to the kickboxing for a minute. Bulldog John wants to know, does he prefer stand-up or ground and pound?
Well, like I said, today was my first day of learning stuff. So we did groundwork today, which I thought was fun. But I also really think it'd be fun just to punch someone out. So I don't know yet, but I'll have to get back to you on that one.
I prefer ground.
All right. Yep. Once you get them on the ground, there's nowhere for them to go. You know, stand up.
If you're good.
You have that. Yes, if you're good. Does he use a lot of submission holds? Yes.
He does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so, yeah.
Nice. That's cool. let's see. Another question for you is, do you have a MySpace or website or how people can contact you, get in touch with you? You got a MySpace or a website?
Mhm. Yeah, my MySpace, just the normal MySpace address, and then my URL is Andria Lea, and then my website is andrialea.com. So, and I believe I have a link to my website on my Now Live profile, and then from my website you can pretty much get everywhere else I am online, including my MySpace.
All right. So everybody go out there and add her to your friends, myspace.com/Andria Lea. And then you can go to her official website at andrialea.com. Definitely check them out. Courtesy here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. We out live with Andria Lea. If you got any more questions, type them on the board or call in. We had DX on the phone earlier. Fortunately, he didn't say anything, and then he hung up. So he's for the record, I don't know what happened. He must have lost signal or something. And I just want to point out we're talking about DX. He was on the phone.
No, he was sitting by the river. He was on lunch break. He had to go back to work.
Who's that talking right now?
That
Jeff. Would be Jeff.
I'm his co-host.
Okay. That's what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and I usually let Kenny take care of the interviews.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like your accent.
Thank you. I was born and raised in New York. I moved out to San Diego in 1986, and I've been here ever since. You could take the boy out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of the boy.
That's right.
Yeah, New Yorkers got a lot of swagger. Adrian, we just did that show a few hours ago. So, yeah, and just a reminder, before we get back to the interview, Sports World Radio Weekend Edition has moved to 4 o'clock on the East, 1 o'clock on the West. It won't be on at 8 o'clock in Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So, yeah, you missed it, Adrian. Maybe next week, buddy. Anyway.
Sorry about that, Adrian, man. The reason why I did that, I had to move it around. I had to switch it. We had to go after Kenny C, Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, because the old meat company that I used to work for, they came back to me and asked me to run their San Diego office for them, be their manager. So I'm working 6 days a week, and I can get the Tuesday show in, but I can't be here at Saturday after 5 o'clock anymore. So that's why I put my show from 1 to 3, Chilling, staying from 3 to 5, and then you guys get a 2-hour break, and then you get chaos. So that's why I had to do it. I'm sorry about that, man. But the Tuesday show is going from 4:30 on the West, 7:30 on the East, to 6:30, 4:30 to 6:30. So that's 7:30 to 9:30 on the East, 4:30 to 6:30 on the West, and then Wise Guys is coming back. It'll be back Tuesday night, 7 o'clock on the West, 10 o'clock on the East, on the ISBN profile. Come and join us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Kenny C will be there. You can
Thank you, Jamal. That's right.
Thanks, Jamal.
Most definitely. Thank you, buddy.
Cool. Thank you.
Now, that pretty much leads to my next question, Andrea. Are you into sports?
Okay.
And if so, what are your favorites?
I love sports. I'm like I said, I'm a tough little girl. I don't really watch a lot of team sports on TV. I've been watching the Olympics, which is nice. I love to watch. As far as watching, I always enjoy a good football game, but I'm not really like a diehard football fan or anything. I don't really have a favorite team. I guess I have to say Kansas City Chiefs by default, but I like to watch gymnastics and. What's that?
You're in Kansas City right now?
Yeah.
The only reason why I asked, sorry for the interruption, is because my show that I do on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock on the west, 10 o'clock on the east, is being done from Kansas City. We do it on Kansas City radio. We do it on 11:40 and 11:60 a.m. Kansas City radio every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock your time. And we're simulcasting
9 o'clock
it on
at
Now
night?
Live. Yeah, 9 o'clock at night in Kansas City time on Tuesday nights. We're simulcasting it on Now Live. The first show is actually airing this Tuesday night on Kansas City radio. What is it, KCXL? You ever hear of KCXL? The AM?
I'll have to look and see what it is because I just mostly listen to Sirius radio, but I'm sure I can find it. KCXL.
I'll tell you right now because I got my Skype out. I'll tell you right now what it is. Hold on 1 second. As soon as I find their phone number.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
tell
cool.
You. Come on. I believe it's KCXL and KCTO. It's AM in Kansas City, KCXL. 9 o'clock Tuesday night. We're going to be doing two guys will be in Kansas City at their station. I'll be here in San Diego, and the other guy will be in Los Angeles, and we'll be doing a sports interactive trivia game show called Wise Guys, and we play a game called Strikeout. It's pretty cool.
Oh, let's see. I actually have to work on Tuesday night, and I can't get radio from the ICU.
Uh-huh.
So that's a bummer.
But you know what? When you get home, you can always go into Now Live, go to the ISBN profile, and listen to the podcast.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely do that. That's cool.
And then just keep in mind on Tuesday nights, because we're going to be doing it every Tuesday night. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, totally.
Come over to, or you can just go over to Now Live and go over to the ISBN profile on Now Live and just listen to us on Now Live too if you're home.
Okay, cool. I will definitely check that out.
Excellent. Yeah,
Go
because the guy that I work with lives in Kansas City, works at those stations, and I've been working with him for 3.5 years. I'm part of. I don't know if you ever heard of Integrity Sports Broadcasting Network.
Oh, what is it called?
Integrity Sports Broadcasting Network.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm a part of, and that's where the shows are on. That's why it's ISBN, Integrity Sports Broadcasting Network. That's what it stands for.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll definitely check it out, and then if I can't catch it on the air, I'll just listen to it online.
Cool. Excellent. Love that.
Let's see. So yeah, sports.
That's awesome.
I love to watch snowboarding, but I love to actually do snowboarding even more. I'm a little snowboard freak, and I love board sports in general, really. But yeah, I've been known to rough myself up a bit on my snowboard because I'm kind of like balls out, no fear.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're
you
low
disappeared
again.
on us.
You're low again. Yeah.
What's that?
You disappeared on us again.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, your voice went down from like
Yeah.
this down.
Oh, but you can hear me now.
You're right. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, Verizon Wireless. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, good. Okay. No, I was just saying I love snowboarding.
See,
I'm a
can't do
snowboard
that.
freak.
I have 4 screws in each of my knees. I can't do that. I'm lucky I'm walking.
But see, you have bionic knees now, so you should be even more able to snowboard.
That's what you think. I'll tell you one thing. I always know before
I have a
everybody else when
bionic
it's gonna
ankle.
rain. Oh. Yeah, but you got to.
Yeah, that's
remember,
true. I'm not looking forward to that, but
when I had my knees done, it was back in the day where they didn't know what the heck they were doing, and I had my knees all fixed. I had all plastic surgery done to them, so it doesn't look like nothing was done to them. But back in when I had it done, back in the 80s, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. I used to go get my knees drained 4 or 5 times a year. They didn't know what the hell they were doing.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, fun. Fun.
Well, I broke my ankle snowboarding. I've got a couple screws in there, so I consider it my bionic ankle now.
I could walk across the street, with the light and stuff, and all of a sudden I'll just fall down. My knees will just give out and I'll fall down. Yeah, it's kind of fun, man.
That'd be embarrassing.
Believe me, it's been going on to me for so long. I'm used to it already. I just fall down and I laugh.
Do you blush?
Ah, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny.
Is that what makes you blush?
What?
When you fall down all of a sudden?
No, I'm a New Yorker. You can't make me blush.
Jeff, you was blushing last week when we had Candace Way. You was blushing the whole show, man.
Dude, that wasn't.
I believe it. She's a cutie.
What was that?
Yes. You was.
What did you just say?
You was blushing last week.
I don't blush. I was born and
She
raised
talking
in
with
New York.
her
man.
Blush. I don't even know what blushing is. What is that?
I don't know. Makes you smile. You know, that type of deal. You was smiling. You was like, oh God, look at her pics. That's considered blushing to me.
Well, I hope I'm getting a blush out of some of you guys.
Of course you are. Of course. Of course. But
yeah, I love
I posted some pictures of you and Wilmer Vamarama. Now, you was at a party with him about a month or two ago, and I'm curious to know, what was it like meeting Wilmer? Was he as crazy as people say he is? And you also met some guy from CSI Miami, Alex Rodriguez, I think that's his name. What was your thoughts meeting those two guys?
Oh, they were actually very nice, very cool, laid back, very low key. One of my friends that lives out in LA just called me and asked me to do a favor because they were going to be in town and just, you know, to show them around and basically just party with them and stuff and hang out. And so, you know, we have all these new clubs downtown now because we have this Power and Light District, which is this huge multi-million-dollar renovation that they've been doing. And so we just took them down there, had some drinks, and they were both very, very nice guys. Very humble, fun, just pretty laid back.
Awesome. Cool. Cool. Now we're getting near the end of your interview, and Jeff wanted me to ask you this earlier than week, but I totally forgot about it. We would like for you to do a PSA, a perfect service announcement for the show. What that is, like a station ID, something like that.
Okay.
So if you can do that, that would definitely be appreciated.
What do you want me to say?
Basically, all we really want you to say is just say your name, and you say your name. You've been listening to Jeff, Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C on NowLive.com. And then we got two more for you.
Okay, cool.
Just let us know when.
All right, here's the first one.
When you're gonna go. Okay, just let us know when you're gonna go, so we can both mute ourselves, so there's nothing behind you. Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll count to 3, and then you go when I say 3. Okay, is that fair?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I'm Andria Lea, and you're listening to Chillin' with Jeff and Kenny C on NowLive.com.
That's freaking beautiful. Thank you.
Sweet.
That's freaking beautiful. You gotta love that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That was good.
Now we got 2 more that we.
Okay.
See, Bulldog said that was so sexy. Now we got 2 more that we want you to say, and one of them is, I love bald heads and goatees. Okay.
And just say it, or do I say my name?
No, you don't have to say your name. You just say, I love bald heads and goatees. Or you could say your name. You can say your name if you want. That's fine. Okay?
I'll just do it without.
Whatever you want. It's fine with me. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
I love bald heads and goatees.
I love the way you just said that. That's great. Okay, now we got to get to Kenny.
I can do another one, too.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I would love for you to do another one. On 3.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I love bald heads and goatees.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. Look at Bulldog. Look at Bulldog. I'm gonna shave my head. He said. Look at that. That's great. Lohan is sexy. Oh, okay. Okay, now we got Kenny's coming up, and Kenny's is kind of fun. Kenny, would you like to do the honors since it's yours, my friend?
Oh, yes. Yes. For the third and last soundbite we want you to do for us, we simply want you to say, Kenny C is my sexual chocolate.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That's okay with you. That's okay with you. Whenever you want.
Yeah, I can say that.
2. Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and you say it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Kenny C is my sexual chocolate. Oh, my dog shook in the background.
Okay, no, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. No big deal. We'll do it again.
Get out of
Kenny,
here.
just
Get
stay
out of
muted.
here.
I got it. I'll do it. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Got rid of it? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Kenny C is my sexual chocolate.
That's freaking beautiful, baby.
All right. That was
Okay,
great.
okay,
I love it.
Okay, listen. See, this is what we got so far from one of our other guests.
I love bald head and goatee.
See, we got that, and then we got this one. Look, listen.
Kenny C is my sexual chocolate.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does sound good.
See, this was the very first one we got.
I love bald heads and goatee.
Yeah.
And then we got this one here, which I think is really cool.
Father Mucker.
I like that one, too. We got a lot of them. So thank you very
those are
much.
awesome.
Sound clips galore.
Oh, yeah.
You're very
Thank you
welcome.
very much for doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'll go back and
Yeah, no
I'll
problem.
clip them up. Hour and a half into the show, I can go find them, so no big deal.
Very
Some
cool.
fun playing with those, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be cool. See, look at that, Kenny. Bulldog says, wow, Kenny is turning me on. Man, I think that is so cool.
Kenny C is my sexual
There
chocolate.
you go, baby. I think
That's good.
Oh no, we should have came up with this from the beginning. We should have came up
I
with this
know.
from the way beginning.
That's my
we just
fault.
started it
Kenny.
with Kenneth's way last week.
Look at Bulldog. Kenny.
Yeah, because that's
Kenny
what
is
we
my
do
sexual
whenever I do
chocolate.
interviews for the TV show. We always have people do a promo right after, but
Right.
like I always have to remember to make them do it right before they walk away.
Right. See, what I normally have him do is when he sends you guys emails and everybody confirms, I have him send in an email the script, so you already know it's coming. So what we usually do is when you get on the air right away, there's not that many people in here. We do the promos first right away. They're at the top of the show, so I don't have to go all through the whole show to get them. You know what I'm saying? And then we just go on with the show. So that's what we normally do. But it's no big deal. I'll just go and find them. It ain't nothing but a thing, man.
Bada bing.
Yeah, it ain't nothing but a thing. I spent 2 days editing 25 shows because we had our 50th show a couple of weeks ago, and I spent like 2 days editing up our old shows and bringing over, sound clips and stuff like that. It was a great show.
Awesome. It's
I had like
fun.
25 different sound clips. We were laughing our asses off. It was great. It was a 3-hour show. We
Mix them up all funny so that they kind of make sense, but they're from all different interviews.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we had one bit where we have this guy Chaos, who's not here right now, comes on the cams all the time and never shows his eyes. He's always wearing sunglasses.
Oh, here we go with chaos in his glasses.
Yeah.
Always bringing it up, man.
We had this bit with him coming on and talking about that, and then he actually put up a picture on the media board with him without his sunglasses on. I think it was the very first time I've ever seen him without his sunglasses on, and I've been on now live for over a year. We had
Maybe
a
I
great
should
time.
do a vlog with my sunglasses on because I absolutely love my sunglasses.
There you go. In fact, one of our listeners, Sky, told me that he didn't know which was the bit and which was when we were live. He couldn't tell the difference. So I thought that was really cool.
Awesome.
Hey, just to let
well,
everybody
Andrea,
know,
we
I'm outta here
definitely
in
will.
15 minutes. I got to get back to my office and get my guys all turned in. So I'll be leaving here in about 15 minutes, just to let everybody know. And I know Kenny will take care of the rest of it.
Yeah. So, Andrea,
Thanks,
we want to, yeah, thanks a lot, Fazo. Andrea, we definitely would like to, I haven't seen him in a long time. What's up, Hoosier?
Who is that,
But anyway, we getting, not my daddy, that's for sure.
I didn't mean it like
yeah,
that.
that's his username.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
He must be an Indiana Hoosier fan.
Must be.
He must be an Indiana Hoosier fan.
It's a good thing I don't have a Who's Your Daddy freaking button on my board. You'd be in big trouble if I did. Oh, here's a good one. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? All sorts of good stuff.
Well, Andrea, again, we want to thank you for being on the show. You know, we reached the end of it. You probably got some work to do, so we're going to let you go. Thank you for the sound clips and spending time with us. And you have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. It's been really fun. Thanks for having me as a guest, and it was good to get to meet you guys and talk a little bit more. So hope everybody enjoyed it. And vote for me on Savvy.com, please, whenever it starts up again, and or even now if you want. But and make sure to check out AndriaLea.com, and you can keep your eye on what I've been up to.
All right. Thank you so much, sweetie. And you know what? Thank you for being on time and actually coming. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Oh, you're welcome. I wouldn't dream of doing it any other way.
Yeah, Kenny knows how I feel about that. Everybody in this room probably knows how I feel about that.
The same way.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Flaky
really
people
it.
suck.
Yeah, I know. There you go. Some applause for you.
Cool. Well, thank you, guys. Have a good night. I appreciate everything.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, and we'll have you back on soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just keep me posted.
You got it, kiddo.
You got it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later.
You're welcome. All right, bye-bye.
Okay.